Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44. I'll sit in his fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we spoke with a couple other companions. We learned about Nenio. She wants us to basically take her to another location to figure out what's going on there. And we met Ember, who is very strange. Weirdly cheery and forgiving. Now let's actually speak with the Storyteller. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some color. The elf turns to you and listens closely.
Is that you, my savior? I recognize your footsteps. Determined footsteps befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please, accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation.
The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it.
Irabeth has explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabras that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Canabras did I sense a flaw, a spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed!
Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly.
I am the Storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I am old even for an elf. I've seen many things, and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader.
That is a reference to the last game, Pathfinder Kingmaker. He was in that one, and he did provide some assistance and a lot of information. I am not playing Kingmaker because there are more frustrating things in that game to deal with, and I'd rather not deal with some of it.
This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Nerosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Canabras.
Do you wield some special magic power, some instinct?
Yes, to a certain extent. But it is more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that have happened. I touch an object, and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world, gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all.
It is an interesting power and ability. What blight is concealed in the wardstone?
I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it is hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Minago invaded the city with a crowd of her followers and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Iomade herself? The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even the terrifying Baelor Karamzadeh. Their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seeds of corruption was planted in the stone. It couldn't have grown on its own, but the Skari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Canabras. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it to the other stones along the whole perimeter of the world wound.
Why did you travel to the wardstones?
I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began.
That's strange. Huh. I have heard you, Storyteller.
In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the Wardstone. As far as I know, there is nothing like it in Canabras, but the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Terendelev, the silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Terendelev perished and search there for something. I'm sorry I can't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there.
Well, we have this purple stone knife. I found it in the square when Terendelev perished. What do you make of it? The storyteller reaches out and says softly,
Even from here I can feel strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I will examine it, using my method. I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions, and shreds of their memories. Maybe it'll help us better understand what we are dealing with.
The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his voice disgustingly raspy.
Hunger. My many legs bring me into the lair to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body overfilled with food is so huge that I have to look at it with all of my eyes at once. On top of is her scrawny little head with a long beak that is always yearning for more food. You feel feverish, and your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed, feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions, visions that repeat the words of the old elf. Mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch whose only achievement is my birth. A creeping, wingless creature. It's your fault I have no wings. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Like dark, buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor splatters, the bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful tiny head and tear it off along with the shreds of meat. Victory! I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste. His voice becomes normal again.
Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me.
Did this knife belong to a demon? The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm crosses his face. A new vision, a much stronger one, engulfs the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish from his voice as it grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the Wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tight it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the Wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly, corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless. But it will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. Light, white light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hand. Out of breath, he drops to his knees. He is trembling, the terror on his face so unlike his usual dignified manner.
What was that? That was not the past. That was something that is yet to happen. Or rather, might happen. One of the roads to the future. In one of the possible futures, this item will help you cleanse the Wardstone, or to destroy it.
You feel a longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that is opened up in it. It is hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment, your self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man stands up. He looks completely stunned.
Never before has anything like this happened to me. But how? I am not an oracle or a prophet, or Is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen... I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I'm sure of. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign of coming changes. Great changes.
I shared your vision, and this knife tempted me.
Did you see what I saw? This has never happened before. Could it be the magic of the object that you brought me? I sense dark energies in it that can cloud and charm the mind. Be careful with this item. It may have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its power and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us. Something we don't yet understand.
Can you see the future?
I don't know. Obviously I can, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The future never opened its secrets to me before I met you. Gods, who are you, and why have our paths crossed? I feel this is not a coincidence. Something momentous is happening. Destiny is pushing us towards something. But what? Questions without answers. I swear, this morning I couldn't have imagined what awaited me.
Maybe it's the knife that gives you the power of divination.
This knife is a powerful artifact, but I feel that its power is of a different nature. No, I felt the same as I do when I tell the past. This is my gift, manifested in a completely abnormal way.
Is what you saw destined to happen?
No, the future is not set. It used to be, a long time ago, when the god Aradin guarded Galarian. But not now. Prophecies do not come true, or they do, but not the way they were supposed to. I only saw one version of the future, one of the paths leading to it, but the choice has not been made and our destinies are not set in stone.
Who were you in your vision?
I don't know. Someone strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt that what I was doing had to be done.
Your powers are amazing.
A few minutes ago I would have agreed with you, but the thing that has just happened disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like this. Something has changed, and these changes frighten me.
Remind me, why is it so important to cleanse the Wardstone of corruption? Okay. We did that one. Please, examine the items I'm carrying. Perhaps some of them could tell us a story.
Let me touch them, and I'll tell you what I can see.
The old elf carefully takes Yaniel's sword, Radiance.
Powerful forces lie dormant in this sword. It used to belong to an incredibly bright and daring soul.
The storyteller's hand runs carefully over the scale that has still not lost its shine.
Proud Durendalev, protector of Canabras. You devoted your life to serving people. Your death is a great loss. But maybe I will be able to find out something about you that is unknown to your many admirers.
The storyteller's hand touches Finian.
What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented.
Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. The storyteller fiddles with a fragment of a gold buckle.
An old thing, created long ago by divine will, but the power that gave birth to it is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive this object, and with it its story.
The elf looks at you with unusual impatience.
Shall we?
We can present the stone knife, which we've gone through. Okay. Radiance, what do you see in its past? The storyteller touches the blade with his finger. Sadness rings in his voice. Dresden is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the Abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat. No, flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by the angry howls of demons killing the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm standing still on the wall. I am covering the retreat. Demons do not attack. They seethe around you, fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate tower. Radiance glows with a golden light in my hands. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat.
I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through my closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile. I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, Daskari spawn, who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yaniel. You know how many of you I have killed with this very hand. You want to curry favor with Darazan, Minago, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head if you can." Roaring and screaming, they rush toward me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashes against me, spattering my armor with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped-up bodies plummet to the foot of the tower. In the heat of battle, I see Joran's pale face down there. He looks up at me in desperation, but he can't help me. He's carrying 2 wounded on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is what I am fighting for. I am covering the retreat. The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armor is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stabbed with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slickened hand. He flies up, but falls somewhere far behind the walls, by the road being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hands. The night closes in on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demon laughter. Dresden, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous Iomade, accept my sword. The storyteller runs his hand along the blade with a sad smile.
I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yaniel was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing.
Do you see the future of this sword?
Just one of numerous possibilities.
The blind elf touches the sword hilt and metal rings in his voice. I slide out of the sheet swiftly. I proudly watch the army of warriors led by my lady. I sing, slashing the air, putting courage in their hearts. I am Radiance. Tremble, city of Dresden. My lady Yaniel has perished, but I am not done yet. Charge!
It's nice to know that the sword's glory days are not over. It has many battles ahead. Take care of it. It's a glorious sword.
We have Tarendalev's scale. Tell me about Tarendalev. The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. A clear sky sways above me, blazing with heat. I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I am so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. Excuse me. All these people around me. Out of sympathy for them did I choose to leave the mountains. I gave up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment! And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I am glad they did not suffer, but I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me, but the only thing I hear is, "Your mentor, he will come, he will help." And I lose consciousness. The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. Such hatred from Tarendalev. Wasn't she on our side?
Tarendalev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Tarendalev you met in Canabras has gone through many trials and regained her former purity.
What happened next? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead.
Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Tarendalev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we will know more about her struggle. However, no matter what we learn, remember, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself, for dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too.
Tell me what you see with Finian. Hello, Grandpa Elf. The storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands.
Hello, Finian.
He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts into a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table in the bladesmith. Everyone calls him the bladesmith. He planted a device with a jar over me. Feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free, but I got tired. Then I screamed. But now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. The storyteller stops. His voice changes, becoming more frightened. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up, the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse covered with a black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My favorite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How is it that I killed them all? Someone told me to and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even just for a minute. I just have to understand what's happening to me. I just need to rest. The storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. That is Finian's past, but what awaits him in the future?
The dead have no future, but I see an endless ocean on a good day in a boat flying over the waves. I am so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn?
Thank you for your story. The storyteller gives Finian back to you.
Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonorable deeds.
Come on, Grandpa Elf, I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. Man, poor guy. So, can I help you? The storyteller nods gratefully.
I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Canabras there is a manuscript authored by an elf from Kyonin who witnessed Earthfall.
The storyteller's voice suddenly breaks and he stops for a moment.
For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try, I have failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found a mention that the manuscript exists and is held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored at the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interested in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Grey Garrison has fallen into the enemy's hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscripts.
I want to know more about you. The old elf permits himself a faint smile.
I am not surprised. A strange, peculiar-looking elf with unusual powers who comes from afar and calls himself a collector of stories. Such things usually spark some interest. I will answer your questions.
Who are you and where are you from?
Before, I would have said that I was a blacksmith from Kyonin who lost his sight and then found his true calling in a new craft, that of a story collector. But I have lately begun to suspect that those words are no more than a lie. It's quite the irony. I never thought I'd have cause to complain about my memory. It holds the stories of the entire world, but I've noticed more and more alarming signs recently. I encounter ancient stories and see myself in them. I don't remember those events, but stories cannot lie, so it means that my memory is lying, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm looking for proof that my visions are true, and for the reason why my past has been hidden from me.
You look ancient. I thought elves didn't get old. The blind man straightens his bony back with dignity.
As you can see, if we manage to live for many thousands of years. There may not be a single mortal in this world older than me. Anyway, it's not about time. It's about the stories I keep inside. There is so much suffering and sadness in this world, and in my stories too. I've lived every one of them. I've drunk this bitter experience and accepted it in my heart. It's hard, the weight of all this suffering on my shoulders, but I wouldn't trade my burden for any other.
Where did you get your strange powers?
I've always got along well with things. I used to be a blacksmith, that I know for sure. I've always felt the essence of things, their spirit. For as long as I can remember, I have always been able to feel the traces of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know where this gift comes from. Maybe, having taken my sight, the gods granted me another sense.
How did you see in the future?
I cannot say. Such visions are new to me. My instinct has always worked toward the past, not the future. But some things change. Everything changes. So do I. Perhaps right now the stories that are yet to happen are more important than the ones that have happened already.
Why did you come to the World Wound?
Searching for the truth about my real past has brought me here. I saw myself in others' stories. In them I was called the Elf in the Tower. Now I'm looking for this tower. My tower. Everywhere. I've been to many places. I've visited islands and deserts, but I haven't found it. There are very few uncharted territories on my map. The World Wound is one of them.
How do you collect stories?
The same way a court philanderer collects his conquests. The way a healer has a personal cemetery of patients he failed to save. The way every person, including you, has a box of secret, most precious experiences deep down in their soul that no one is allowed to touch. The world is not made of things or matter, even. It's made of stories. They move from the past to the future, piercing our world at the point of here and now. They give meaning to everything. They are the meaning, and everything else is only the setting required for stories to exist. There is nothing more real and alive than a story, and anything real and alive can die or be destroyed, distorted, forgotten. But as long as I carry these stories with me, they will not be lost. This is why I don't often share my stories. By sharing one with you, I give you the right to tell it to others, to distort and embellish it advertently or inadvertently. How can I be sure you will keep its original purity? Stories travel from one person to another. They change, become distorted, turn into tall tales. That is why I keep my stories to myself.
No more questions.
That's what you think. In fact, the world is full of amazing things, and you still have a lot of questions. They just haven't bubbled up to the surface of your consciousness yet.
I have a few questions about our encounter in the Blackwing Library.
Of course, I make no secret of why I came to the library. I was looking for something.
What were you doing there?
I was looking for a very old thing. Rumor has it some ancient scroll or a book page about the times of Earthfall is held in Canabras. According to legend, it describes the last days of the proud kingdom of Kionin, later abandoned by the elves fleeing Galarian. I have a vague hope that the events described in it will shed some light on my past.
Did you find what you were looking for? The storyteller shakes his head gloomily.
Alas, no. But I found proof that the book I'm looking for is in Canabras. Or at least a part of it is.
I see. I have to go. Alright. So we did get this ring. +1 luck bonus on all saving throws against fire-based effects. You know what? We do need to give it to someone. You don't have any ring. I'll let you have it. Why not? That's all we have there. We do need to discuss the Grey Garrison attack plan with Irbeth. Torrendal of Scale. Shed some light, but we need more. That's been done there. And that still needs to be done. Alright. And with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll talk with Irbeth and take a rest, and then head out and explore further. Till then, I am Trustic44, I'll send in his fly. That is me. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.